leave a message after the tone.
Hey, I'm just calling to let you know that, I'm kinda mad at you, and I need you to know how much you hurt me. I know that you're back with your ex and everything, and as much as it hurts being called second best, I understand why you did it, but, I feel like you don't even know how much you meant to me, or care how much you meant to me, and I just need you to know that before I lay this relationship to rest. I want to say that I miss you, but I don't think I do now. But yeah, you hurt me a lot. Bye.
Midwest emo. Midwest emo is a genre for the losers, the dropouts, the dweebs, the dinguses, the addicts, the depressives, the chronically anxious, and the people in high school who weren't cool enough to be jocks and not smart enough to be nerds and end up in this weird second space. I am all of these things, and I love Midwest emo. Midwest emo is a genre that has helped me through so many tough emotions, and though 100% of the time it made me feel worse about things, it also made me feel less alone, and people understood me, and I had friends that understood me, and all of the music just kind of collided with my life experience in such an interesting way, and I just have so much passion for the genre, and as much as it's really sad, it made me feel less alone, and I think that really counts for something. Also, a lot of my best memories include listening to Midwest emo. I still vividly remember staying up late at my best friend's 18th, almost losing my voice singing Your Graduation, screaming at the top of my lungs, and also driving home fucking punch drunk with my best friend, sitting in the passenger seat and just blaring Pet Cemetery, sorry. Midwest emo came out of the Midwest. Big surprise. Because, when you live in the Midwest, what the fuck else do you do other than, substance abuse and make whatever weird twinkly guitar stuff you can on, the faint dream that you might get out of this barren wasteland of shops that you've seen since you were a kid and weird, culturally specific, third spaces in your hometown. I grew up in New Zealand, and even though, I did grow up near a city, Midwest emo really hits home for me because a lot of the town I grew up in is very back in time and very lonely and kind of isolated from the main city. And Midwest emo just has such a specific vibe to that. Seeing all your friends go off to college and pursue greater things while you're stuck at the hometown, just sitting there Midwest emo started with our forefathers: Captain Jazz, Sunny Day Real Estate, and of course American football. How can I make a video without bringing up American football? I can't. They are Midwest emo, and even though I don't think they're the best, that's Marietta. American football is Midwest emo. That you think of Midwest emo, you think of the American Football House. It's just almost synonymous with the subgenre.
He was loved, and he resents it.
It's really easy to spot Midwest emo fans. It's not even funny. They're usually just average looking people that usually have these huge bags under eyes from crying ourselves to sleep, sometimes clad in flannel or some form of alternative-esque clothing, but not quite enough because we're not cool enough to be alternative. So we have to sit in this weird little space where we kind of just look like nerds that figured out you can dress kind of grunge. You can also hear Midwest emo fans coming. Most of us proudly sport a smoking cough from years and years of not having anything to live for and deciding, hey, why not smoke a pack a week? That won't catch up to me. Right?
And fuck beauty contests.
By far, my favorite Midwest emo tropes are the album covers either being photos of houses or hillsides or just people in strange places and poses that give this very bittersweet, melancholic art style. A lot of Midwest emo album covers aren't even that good. They're just amateur photography with some nice text on them, but they still somehow manage to encapsulate this very nostalgic, very pure vibe every single time. The best Midwest emo trope, in my opinion, and like the funniest, let's be real, is how so many Midwest emo like bands and songs and albums and everything are named after sports. Because let's be fucking real with ourselves. What Midwest emo like fan or artist has ever actually played a sport seriously in their life without sitting on the grass and picking daisies? Let's be fucking real. The list includes modern baseball, American football, free throw, Chinese football, Japanese football, and of course, sports. The Mobo album and the band. Also, just a side note, Mobo, come back to us, please. We miss you, please. Modern baseball, please come back. Another trope that just like has to be highlighted from bringing it up is comically long Midwest emo song names. A detailed and poetic physical threat to the person who intentionally vandalized my 1994 Dodge Intrepid behind Kate's apartment. Also, the world is a beautiful place and I'm no longer afraid to die. Amazing. And a personal favorite of mine, and it's just a great song, John the Rock Cena, Can You Smell What the Undertaker? I mean, fuck, dude. Surely all like the sensory deprivation from living in the middle of butt fuck nowhere USA and like the middle of the Midwest, surely all of that sensory deprivation kind of attributed to the fact that all of these song names and musically is just very like overwhelming and just a lot of words. Look at these fucking nerds making music, and I can say that because I am a nerd. I'd like to run through some of my favorite Midwest emo bands and like Midwest emo media, in my opinion, because there's like also some very Midwest emo movies out there. You'll know exactly what I mean once I get to that section, because like they 100% are. I don't even have to explain it. Not to name the obvious, but like American football, they're self-titled. Just the album art alone is completely synonymous with what Midwest emo means to so many people. Steeped in yearning and melancholy, the album is such a perfect vibe for like leaving your newly dubbed ex's place and a car that's kind of falling apart on a cold autumn day, and just not even being able to focus on the road because all that keeps replaying are memories of you being with your ex and seeing your friends before they left for college, realizing that now all of the support structure that you once had isn't there anymore, and you have to find a way to live in this weird world alone. By far, my favorite Midwest emo LP is Fenton by Hot Mulligan. Even though it doesn't get much love nowadays, I think it just stands on its own so well and has such a strong place in my heart for what early Midwest emo and like fourth wave emo was. It feels like that feeling when you know you can just feel when someone's behavior changes towards you, or someone's feelings die for you, like your shoes tripping a little bit and skipping across the concrete right as you fall front first and your teeth make a connection with Chicago concrete reference, with such a nice balance of chunky riffs and those classic Midwest emo twinkly little guitar bits and really weird vocals. Fenton is such a standout for me personally. I love this album so much, and I swear to God, if someone comes at me being like, Hot Mulligan is self-dubbed as post-emo, they're not even actually Midwest emo, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Be for real. Fenton is like one of the most Midwest emo fucking LPs ever. You cannot tell me. You cannot actually And Best Buds by Mom Jeans. This album is so good. It's more upbeat and alive than other Midwest emo albums, but still keeps the heart and soul of that yearning and sappy, whiny loser shit. It's so good. I mean, I'm literally wearing my Mom Jeans t-shirt right now recording this video. I love Mom Jeans. I've seen them live. I've got credentials to talk about Mom Jeans. Seen them live. I got photos with them. I have a set list framed from their show in my town. So good. I love Mom Jeans. Best Buds was one of the first Midwest emo albums I ever really got into. I remember listening to that album front to back and realizing like, holy shit, this is just music that I want to be listening to for a long time. This is what I'm supposed to be listening to. To touch on Hot Mulligan again, because Hot Mulligan is a band that I've seen live and I have a lot of love for. Shaylee Chanel. Chanel? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I say Shaylee Chanel. As a former professional yearner, this song hits. Guys, this song hits. This song will like make you cry, but also it's kind of bittersweet, but also it's kind of hopeful, but it's just kind of yearning and sad most of the time. I don't know what else to say about it. It just consistently hits ever since Hot Mulligan's early stuff is really so good. I have so much nostalgia for it, legitimately. And now a kind of hard section to get into. Your Deep Rest. quick content warning for self-harm and suicide, because even though I'm not really going to get into too many details about the song, you're depressed, dude. It's home like no place is there. Loving someone struggling with their mental health is one of the hardest things that I think anyone can go through. I've had it ever since I was a kid with people in my family, and then as I grew up, and even now with partners and relationships I've had and my friends, I think most people I've loved have struggled with mental health to a considerable degree, myself included in that. And Your Deep Rest takes all of those feelings that are like buried in my heart that like slowly ache away at me and just fucking draws them up into like screaming vocals to like all the years that I've spent crying for myself and crying for other people that I love. And that entire album, Home Like No Place Is There, but specifically Your Deep Rest, is one of the best pieces of art about mental health and suicide that I've like ever listened to. It's fantastic.
Because I'm in lesbians with you. What?
Now, quickly, a handful of movies that are just like oozing that Midwest emo vibe, and like I don't even have to explain why, because you'll just kind of get it immediately. Firstly, Juno. I mean, I mean, I mean, Superbad, American Pie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a Goofy Movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Good Will Hunting, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And speaking of Scott Pilgrim, he's kind of a fucking asshole. And that brings me to another subject in Midwest emo. The abusers and allegations in Midwest emo. I'm going to keep this section super short because I don't feel comfortable like cracking any jokes about this sort of shit. But I'm just going to run through a bunch of artists that are in Midwest emo and adjacent that have allegations or have been proven to have done some really fucked up shit, just because I want to put it out there like as awareness that like, hey, these people, you probably shouldn't idolize them as musicians. And I think it's important to kind of like raise that sort of awareness in a community that I really care for. Mom Jean's Bart Thompson, Cameron Boucher from Sorority Noise, Dylan Matheson from Tiny Moving Parts, Kieran O'Donnell from the Front Bottoms, Matt Diamond from Panucci's Pizza. These are just like the mainly prominent ones for me, but the full list is really fucked and long. I will link a big spreadsheet that I found of a lot of people with like similar allegations in the alternative and like Midwest emo space. That'll be linked below so that you can go and like do your own research. And it sucks because you find out about people that like you really liked doing really shitty stuff, but it's also really important to be aware of that because it's really good just for, you know, making the community a healthier and safer place, really.
That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now, after a more grim section, I'm going to run through some top picks. American football. What do I have to say? It's American football. They are Midwest emo. They are, again, the Midwest emo band. I mean, my personal favorite Midwest emo band will like always be Marietta. I think they do that the Midwest emo thing best. But American football was like the forefathers. They are like what everyone looks to when you hear it, and I've loved American football for years. Modern baseball. Again, what else more do I have to say? Free throw. I love free throw. They're really good. Really sad music, and will 100% make you cry about stuff that you didn't even know you needed to cry about. Really good music there. Mom Jeans. I have so much proof of my love for Mom Jeans. It's like catalogued on my Instagram. Pet Cemetery. I love Pet Cemetery. The amount of warm, fond memories I have listening to Pet Cemetery last year are not even funny. Worst Party Ever. A bit more of a smaller, deep cut, but I think they're really good and they really encapsulate that like emo vibe more than I think a lot of bands do in the modern scene. Joyce Manor. Man, I fucking love Joyce Manor. I would definitely recommend peeping some Joyce Manor if you haven't gotten into them already. They are super good and I love their music a lot. There's such a rich like vibe. Like it's so upbeat but also kind of whiny but also kind of fun. It's really good. I love Joyce Manor and they definitely have such a nice vibe to them that you don't get out of a lot of Midwest emo. It's very personal to them as artists. The Hotelier. I fucking love The Hotelier. It's not even funny. Their music is really, really, really sad, like sadder than most Midwest emo, because it's not really about breakups or about, you know, whiny, like surface level shit. A lot of their music is just really, really fucking sad. And Home, like No Place Is There, is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'll always love it. I want to get a tattoo of it. It's so good. Please check it out. Huge content warning before you get into it, though, because it is a really sad album. But also, please check it out if you feel like you've got like the emotional endurance to get through it. Maxiel. Maxiel is a really fun band. I love Maxiel. Most of my friends love Maxiel. They're really fun. I mean, Lucky for Some is such a good song, even though they're singing about how, like, everyone around them is falling in love, but they don't believe they can be loved. But it's a really fun song. It feels fun, and it's kind of silly, and kind of just, yeah, it's fun. It's nerd shit. I love it. And Tiger Bike. Tiger Bike is, like, sad, bummer Midwest emo. Tiger Bike will have you reminiscing on, like, your good memories with your friends before they left for college, before you got all alone, before you started drinking in your room alone at 2 a.m., before that one night where you threw up on the garden outside and your mum got kind of mad at you and your relationship really hasn't been the same because now she sees you as an alcoholic. Just a hypothetical. Now that brings me to the conclusion. I would love to make a second video about Midwest emo. I'd love to do a deeper dive, but this is just a taste of kind of what I'm feeling. The thing that I love about Midwest emo is that when I felt like the job market hated me, when I felt like my tutors hated me, when I felt like my boss hated me, felt like my parents hated me, I had my friends and I had modern baseball, I had the music that we love, and we could exist in this little third space, slightly drunk, screaming our favorite lyrics together, and I didn't have to think about how it felt like my life was going to shit and how a lot of my friends felt the same way. We had our music and we had each other, and I think that was enough to get me through high school. Unfortunately, that brings me to the end of this video. I would love to make another one, though, so if this video does well, please let me know if you want another one. I would love to yap more about Midwest emo. I'm going to make more videos on other subgenres for sure, but there's so much more I could talk about with Midwest emo, it's not even funny. So please, let me know, express everything. Feedback, please. Okay, that's everything. I need to go empty the dishwasher. Bye.